the promoter of the disastrous Fyre Festival in the Bahamas, has pleaded guilty to fraud charges stemming from a separate scheme, which could send him away to prison for more than a decade. The plea entered on Thursday by Billy McFarland came after prosecutors brought new charges alleging he was selling fraudulent tickets to fashion, music and sporting events, among them the 2018 Met Gala, the Super Bowl, Burning Man and Coachella, while he was out on bail in the Fyre Festival case. The 26-year-old McFarland, a native of New Jersey living in Manhattan, previously had pleaded guilty to defrauding investors and vendors in the bungled 2017 Fyre Festival hosted by the rapper Ja Rule. Prosecutors said McFarland launched the ticket-selling scam following his June 2017 arrest, targeting the same people who had attended the Fyre Festvial, especially those with high salaries, reported New York PostThis. Second swindle netted McFarland $150,000 in fake ticket sales. Manhattan U.S. Attorney Geoffrey Berman said in a statement that McFarland's latest plea shows his disturbing pattern of deception. Dressed in a jail garb, McFarland admitted in court that he intended to defraud customers who bought non-existing tickets to the high-priced cultural events. He pleaded guilty to 1 count of bank fraud, 1 count of wire fraud, and 1 count of making false statements. Sentencing in both fraud cases was set for September 17. McFarland's plea agreement in this latest case calls for a sentence of between 11 years and 14 years in prison. On Tuesday, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) charged McFarland along with his 2 associates with fraud in connection to the Fyre Festival, accusing them of swindling $27.4 million out of investors by falsifying reports that showed accepted funds from A-list celebrities. In court documents obtained by dailymail.com, the SEC accused McFarland, his companies Fyre Media Incorporated, Manizes Incorporated, and Chief Marketing Officer Grant Margolin and contractor Daniel Simon of fraudulently inducing more than 100 investors to shell out money for their Caribbean music festival scheme. In September 2016, less than 6 months before the festival was set to take place, McFarland allegedly created phony spreadsheets showing offers made and accepted through Fyre Media to exaggerate the successes of the company. McFarland instructed Margolin to produce a report to show 15 accepted offers that totaled to $5.4 million, an average of $360,000 per offer, according to court documents.The list showed a $1.75 million offer from Jennifer Lopez, $1.5 million from the Foo Fighters, and $1 million from Selena Gomez. Fyre Media's CTO sent Margolin an offer report generated directly from the Fyre.com booking platform, which, by contrast, showed 33 accepted Fyre Media offers totaling just $275,800, on average, less than $8,400 per offer, papers state. Margolin then combined the 2 reports to create a new one showing 42 offers that totaled $5.6 million. McFarland emailed the combined offer report to a potential investor. The investor subsequently made an equity investment in Fyre Media. Adding to the deceit, McFarland then created a PowerPoint presentation in December to show investors that Fyre Media was on track to receive $160 million by 2017. Fyre's chief revenue officer received a copy of the report and asked Margolin for the basis of the figure, which he realized was inconsistent with his projection and characterized as aggressive. Margolin said the figure was a typo. However, McFarland later edited a Fyre business update email that was initially drafted by the Crow and tripled the stated goal for completed bookings from $50 million to $150 million. He also increased the number of talent represented from 200 to 1,200. According to court documents, between May 2016 and April 2017, only 60 bookings for performances and appearances were confirmed and paid, which totaled only $57,443. The SEC found several other forms of fraud in McFarland's scheme, including falsely informing investors that he would obtain event cancellation insurance for the Fyre Festival. Share this article. Share. He also fabricated documents to show that his company Manizes would be bought by a non-existent third party for $40 million to prove his credibility as a businessman. As part of the scheme, McFarland concocted an ever-changing cast of purported Manizes buyers. First, the purported buyers were an unnamed consortium of 5 companies, including Manizes and Fyre. Next, the purported buyers were a group led by a well-known fashion mogul. Then, the purported buyer was a Connecticut-based broker-dealer, documents.The. In April 2017, McFarland appeared to still be changing the identity of the buyer, proposing in an email to a colleague that the buyers could be a mixed group of celebrities such as Jay-Z and Diddy. The Commission revealed McFarland doctored statements to show personal stock holdings of over $2 million, when, in reality, the account held shares worth under $1,500. McFarland gained the trust of investors by falsely portraying himself as a skilled entrepreneur running a series of successful media companies. But this false picture of business success was built on fake brokerage statements and stolen investor funds, Melissa Hodgman, associate director of the Sex Enforcement Division, said. McFarland reportedly used funds to finance his extravagant lifestyle, including his Manhattan penthouse, partying, and traveling by private plane. He was arrested last June and pleaded guilty to all charges in March 2018.